A young man steps up to a payphone and calls 911. He introduces himself as Jack Reese, the boy who was abducted 12 years ago. Jack managed to escape, and now he needs help. By that point, Haley and Richard Reese had already accepted their loss and learned to live with it. They also have a younger son, Tyler. Everything was going on as usual until today, when Detective Doyle, who had been investigating Jack's abduction, called the couple. They rushed to the police station. Jack gives a statement, describing how he woke up in a van 12 years ago. He also mentions a man and a woman whom he and the other victims called uncle and aunt. Haley and Richard look at their son and realize how much he has changed. Richard is not even sure it is Jack, while Haley has no doubt that it is him. She would recognize her child even after 30 years. Jack continues telling Detective Doyle that the abductors made him believe they were his real family. They traveled from town to town in a trailer. They mostly stopped in the mountains, in parking lots and at rest areas. The kidnapped children were not allowed to watch television, read newspapers, or make phone calls, so Jack had no idea that his disappearance had made national headlines. They were only allowed to read books and watch movies on old tapes. Uncle and aunt never used their real names. A couple of days ago, when they stopped at a gas station, Jack saw a television for the first time in all those years. The news was reporting on a boy who had vanished 12 years earlier. Jack recognized himself and suddenly realized that Uncle and Aunt had been lying to him. At the first opportunity, the young man called the police. Before allowing the couple to speak with their son after all these years, Detective Doyle briefs them. Right now, Jack is confused and frightened. The detective also asks whether the young man knows the truth about his birth. Haley replies that they had planned to tell Jack everything when he was older, but fate decided otherwise. Detective Doyle advises them to put it off until the police catch the abductors. Haley is adamantly opposed to having Jack's blood drawn for a DNA test right now, because he has already been through enough, while Richard insists that everything must be done by the book. But Haley does not care about protocol. Seeing her son for the first time in so many years, the woman cries and holds him tightly in her arms. Richard still cannot believe that this is truly their boy. Haley keeps repeating how much she missed Jack, and how sorry she is that they had nearly given up. They searched for him for a very long time, but with every year, their hope faded a little more. Richard places a hand on Haley's shoulder, but he does not rush to join the family hug. Later, while Haley picks Tyler up from school, Richard drives Jack home. The Reeses bought this house several years after their older son disappeared. Jack looks around. Richard watches the young man closely, trying to recognize his own child in him. There is tension between them, neither of them knows how to act. When Richard touches Jack, he reacts aggressively. He cannot stand being touched by other people. Seeing his older brother after so many years, Tyler hugs him tightly. Jack looks completely confused. It is as if he does not remember his younger brother at all. Before bed, the couple discuss what they should do next. Richard feels that something is wrong. He also believes Haley should tell Jack everything exactly as it is, without hiding anything. Haley, however, does not think now is the right time. Maybe they should wait, just as Detective Doyle advised. All night, Jack tosses and turns, overwhelmed by unbearable anxiety. Haley wakes up from a nightmare and goes to check on her sons. When she discovers that Jack is not in his bed, the woman panics, but the next moment she sees him sleeping in the closet. This comes as an overwhelming relief to her. In reality, Jack is only pretending to be asleep. The next morning, the young man joins the family for breakfast. Haley has cooked a lot of food, hoping to make her older son happy. Richard is going to drive Tyler to school and then head to work. He is the CEO of a large company. Haley suggests that she and Jack go shopping together and buy him some clothes, while also getting to know each other again. They could create new family traditions. But the young man is clearly upset that his father will not be able to take any days off until next week and spend time with him. As soon as the mother and son leave the house, a reporter and a camera operator approach them. Haley begs them to put the camera away. She is not ready to give an interview yet and wants her son to have time to adjust. Public attention is the last thing he needs right now. Haley promises the reporter that she will be the first to publish this story, but only if they put the camera away right now. The reporter leaves her business card and wishes them luck. After shopping, Jack's mother brings him to the school he used to attend. The young man needs to take a placement test to assess his knowledge and see where he should start. Haley is not sure her son should return to school right now. Principal Jacobs assures Haley that this will be better, first and foremost for Jack himself. To everyone's surprise, the young man passes the test with excellent results. Haley cannot understand how this is possible, considering Jack has not been in school for 12 years. He explains that Uncle forced all of them to study. Apart from movie nights, that was all they ever did. Jack is determined to go back to school. He also asks his mother to buy him a phone, since all the other kids have one. Meanwhile, someone is watching a news report about Jack's escape from his abductors. In the parking lot outside his office, Richard runs into a red-haired woman who looks like she might be homeless. She starts lashing out at him, accusing the man of being rich and thinking he is better than everyone else. Richard is baffled. That evening, Haley proudly tells her husband that their son is a genius. Richard, for his part, does not think it was right for her to send Jack back to school so soon. And why does the young man need a phone if he does not even have any friends yet? Haley explains that she only wants to give their son the very best and make up for lost time. Unexpectedly, Richard says that Michael may have seen the news report. Haley had not even thought about that. Michael is her brother. After Jack's disappearance, Michael lived as if trapped in a nightmare. He was the main suspect in Jack's abduction. All these years the police continued to suspect him, but there was no evidence. Now that Jack has been found, all accusations against Michael Connor have been dropped. Jack used to play baseball. When he learns that his younger brother also plays baseball, Jack says that Tyler is living his life. The boy only wanted to be like his older brother. The couple are woken by their son's voices. It sounds as though Jack is picking on Tyler, but in reality the boys are only playing a video game. The couple are incredibly happy that the boys see each other as brothers. While Richard and Haley are distracted, Jack calls someone and says that the Reeses believed him, so he is in. Jack is about to have his first day at school. He does not seem nervous at all, unlike Haley. She is very worried about how everything will go. In the school hallway, Jack literally runs into a beautiful girl. They exchange playful smiles. In the parking lot outside Richard's office, the same red-haired woman is waiting for him. He does not understand what she wants from him. Having gathered her courage, Haley visits her brother, who lives in a trailer. They have not spoken since the day Jack was abducted. Haley is terribly sorry that everything happened the way it did. But Michael cannot come to terms with the thought that his sister was actually willing to believe he could have hurt Jack. Haley reminds him that back then, Michael was struggling with addiction and had robbed them several times. She did not know what to think. Substances had turned him into a monster. Michael got clean 12 years ago. However, he will never be able to return to a normal life, because even if the police have dropped the accusations against him, many people will still see him as guilty. It is a lifelong stigma. Haley offers to let Michael see his nephew. Michael says he saw Jack on television, and that was enough. Jack does not even look like himself. Either way, Michael wants nothing more to do with the Reeses. Haley hopes that her brother will still change his mind. Later, a suspicious-looking man approaches Haley and says he saw her on television. The man also says he is very happy that Jack has come home. Haley hurries away. During a break, the pretty girl from earlier, Summer, invites Jack to have lunch with her. She seems nice and does not even ask Jack about what happened to him during those 12 years, although he was sure she would. Usually everyone asks him about it. Haley is worried that Jack completely avoids physical contact. Maybe they should take him to see a psychologist. Richard supports the idea. The red-haired woman, whose name is Luna, continues to stalk Richard, and after deliberately bumping into him on the street, steals his wallet. She and someone else are plotting something terrible to ruin Mr. Reese's life. Jack flatly refuses to see a psychologist or discuss the last 12 years of his life with anyone at all. According to Jack, no one ever hurt him. They only convinced the boy that his parents did not love him. All Jack wants is to let go of the past and move on. The Reeses do not know that the man who recently approached Haley is spying on them. His name is Travis. He calls Luna and says that everything is going according to plan. Very soon they will move on to the next step. While the Reeses are away, Travis uses a lockpick to get into their house and goes through the family's belongings, not expecting Tyler to come back early. His practice has already ended, and his friend's mother gave him a ride home. Meanwhile, Richard, Haley and Jack are having dinner at a restaurant. When the bill arrives, Richard realizes that his wallet is gone. Moreover, all their credit cards are either declined or blocked. Luckily, Haley has a little cash on her. Suddenly, Richard remembers how the red-haired woman bumped into him on the street. He realizes that she did it on purpose to steal his wallet. Back at home, Haley notices Jack going through Richard's office. The young man quickly comes up with an excuse, saying that he was just looking for a phone charger. Haley believes him without question, constantly thinking about what her son had to live through. She wants him to talk to her honestly about it. Jack says that the abductors had a lot of strict rules, but they were kind to him. For all those 12 years, Jack thought his birth parents did not want him. These words break Haley's heart. Richard tells his family about the red-haired woman who stole his wallet. Judging by the transactions, a lot of cash has already been withdrawn, but Richard assures his wife that everything is under control. Hearing this, Jack calls Travis and says that this is not what they planned. Jack will get what they need, but to do that, they have to do everything they can to make sure the Reeses continue to trust him. Jack and Summer start spending more and more time together. When the doorbell rings, Haley expects to see anyone but Michael. The man has come to say how sorry he is that things turned out the way they did all those years ago. Michael was struggling with addiction. On top of that, Some of Jack's belongings were found in his trailer, so naturally the police, and even his own sister suspected him. Richard and Haley feel terrible too, but perhaps it is not too late to make things right. Almost in passing, Michael mentions that Jack looks nothing like his childhood photographs. Summer is genuinely surprised to learn that Jack has never been to a movie theater. She would be happy to take him sometime. Travis does not take his eyes off Jack, even when he is out with Summer, which makes the young man nervous. Seeing his uncle for the first time in so many years, Jack does not seem to recognize him at all. Or perhaps this is not Jack at all. Michael simply wishes the young man good luck and leaves. Meanwhile, Travis calls Luna and says he has a new idea. Travis wants someone in the family to take her into town immediately. He starts following Michael. Jack keeps asking Richard about his work. The man works in investments. Thinking that his son is simply curious, Richard tells him everything. He deals with enormous sums of money. Perhaps his children could follow in his footsteps someday. Michael cannot shake the feeling that the young man calling himself Jack is not really who he claims to be. Luna strikes up a casual conversation with Michael, introducing herself as someone just passing through. Michael lets Luna get into his car because she looks completely harmless. Suddenly Travis taps on the car window, pretending to ask for directions. While Michael is distracted, Luna switches his plastic cup of soda. As soon as he takes a sip, he feels unbearably weak. Travis immediately gets into the car. Michael is confused and cannot understand what is happening. Travis says that Michael is part of their plan, which began 12 years ago. It was Travis and Luna who planted Jack's belongings in Michael's trailer to frame him. The person calling himself Jack has appeared now because Michael's sister has a lot of money, or at least her husband does. Powerless to do anything, Michael loses consciousness. The young man watches Richard's entire work process closely. After finding a birth certificate in Jack Reese's name, he snaps and starts knocking over everything within reach. Haley notices that the same man in the van, Travis, is watching them. That same day the couple discovers Jack's room in complete chaos. Jack himself is gone. The young man posing as Jack desperately needs to talk to someone, so he meets with Haley. He is completely lost. Luna and Travis are the so-called aunt and uncle, but the young man is not Jack Reese. Together they came up with this story to rob the Reeses. Travis begins to suspect that the young man posing as Jack is growing attached to his new life, this family, this girl. When the young man finally returns, Richard and Haley demand an explanation for why he trashed his room. The young man only says that none of this is his life. Richard and Haley assure him that they are ready to do everything they can to make this life feel like his, but he has to help them. The young man promises to tell them everything, but a little later. After receiving a disturbing email from her brother, Haley immediately goes to see him. In Michael's trailer, she finds him unconscious. After gaining access to Richard's computer, the young man posing as Jack begins carrying out their scheme. Meanwhile, Richard picks Tyler up from practice. Travis sets up an accident. Tyler gets away with a few scratches and a minor scare, unlike his father who is rushed into surgery. Michael is also in the hospital in critical condition. Haley realizes that the man with the van is behind this. Detective Doyle urges Haley to take Tyler home and leave the matter to the police. There is nothing she can do to help anyway. Haley has no idea that the biggest threat is right inside their home, hiding behind the identity of their missing son. Unexpectedly, Michael regains consciousness in the hospital. He slips out without the doctor's knowledge, determined to save his sister and her family. The young man posing as Jack punches Travis in the face. Because of his actions, Richard and Tyler could have died. The young man reminds him that all they wanted was to get access to the money and disappear. If anyone dies, the police will hunt them for the rest of their lives. Travis laughs and says they do not need to worry about that. He and Luna poisoned Michael and left a suicide note in his name, confessing to the murder of the real Jack Reese 12 years ago. At that moment, the young man comes to a horrifying realization. Travis was the one who took Jack Reese's life. Looking out the window, Haley sees the person she believes is her son arguing with the man in the van, and realizes they have been misled all along. She asks the young man who he is. In response, the young man shows her Jack Reese's birth certificate and asks who his father really is. Haley admits that Richard is not Jack's father. Jack's biological father, Wyatt Dicker, was a former member of a cult, the very one run by Travis and Nora. The cult members live by fraud, robbery, and theft, and they call one another family. Haley believed Wyatt had left his past behind, but that was not true. When he tried to take their newborn son Jack, Haley was forced to take Wyatt's life. It was ruled self-defense. Haley started over with a clean slate and later met Richard, who accepted Jack as his own son. The young man tells Haley that the people pursuing them are extremely dangerous. At that moment, Travis appears with a gun. Travis's main goal is not money, but revenge for his brother, Wyatt. 12 years ago, Travis took his nephew so he could raise him according to the cult's rules. Jack begs Travis to lower the gun because the money is already in the account. Before he can pull the trigger, Michael, who was supposed to be dead, appears and stops Travis. As it turns out, Jack tricked his so-called family. He never sent the money. Michael is facing a long prison sentence, and Detective Doyle guarantees it. Unfortunately, Luna has still not been caught. The detective promises the Reeses that the police will do everything they can. Freed from the influence of his cult family, Jack begins a normal life with his normal family. The worst is behind them.